You don't start things and then stop by accident. It usually begins with energy, a new idea, a new plan, a sense that this time will be different. You feel motivated, focused, ready to move. So you start. You make progress, you build momentum. You begin to see what it could become. And then, something shifts. The excitement fades, the resistance shows up. The same task that felt easy now feels heavy. So you slow down. You delay. You tell yourself you'll come back to it. And eventually, you don't. You move on to something else, and the pattern repeats. And that's where it gets frustrating, because you know you can start, but you don't seem to finish. Here's the shift. You're not failing to finish because you lack discipline. You're stopping because the experience of the task changes. At the beginning, everything is new. There's no pressure, no expectations, no real risk yet. It's all possibility. But as you continue, that changes. Now it becomes real. There's something to lose, something to judge, something that might not turn out how you hoped. And that's where resistance appears. Because your brain doesn't just see the task anymore, it sees exposure. What if this isn't good enough? What if I can't finish it the way I imagined? So instead of pushing through that discomfort, you pull away from it, not consciously, but automatically. There's also something deeper underneath it. Your brain is wired to seek reward, and at the start, you get a lot of it. Progress feels fast, results feel immediate, it feels good. But over time, that reward slows down. The work becomes repetitive, the progress becomes less visible, and your brain loses interest. It starts looking for something new, something that gives that same early feeling again, and that pulls you away. There's also perfectionism. As things get closer to being finished, the standard rises. You see more flaws, more things to fix. And finishing means committing to a final version, one that can be judged, one that might not meet your expectations. So staying in the middle feels safer. Not finished, but not failed. Just unfinished. So the shift isn't about pushing harder. It's about recognizing that this point, where things feel harder, is part of the process. Not a sign to stop, but a sign that you've moved beyond the easy stage. And instead of chasing that initial motivation, you focus on continuation. Showing up even when it feels different, even when it's slower, even when the excitement isn't there. Because finishing isn't about intensity, it's about staying with something after the feeling changes. And maybe that's the truth. You don't struggle to finish because you can't. You struggle because you've been relying on the part that only gets you started. And once you learn to move through the part that feels less rewarding, that's when things actually get completed. Not perfectly, but enough to matter.